this hotel, trying to find some peace of mind.
So I'm here with Steve Brewin, and we're just going to have a quick look at his new boat, which is the Exploder, am I correct?
Yep, Exploder D3, latest, been out about 3 months now. We've done some different things with our boats. We'll start here. So we have the new bullet rudders, a bit like a kite foil rudder, designed by D3, Gonzalo Redondo. These seem to be the best rudders we've had so far. They're a little bit bigger chord in this section, so many more on the foot. They're slightly deeper, about the old ones were there, and so we're probably foiling with this much rudder in the water, whereas in the past we probably only had that much. So a little bit more rudder gives better steering. We're not getting any cavitation with these rudders due to the extra length, extra chord. And the bullet's a bit like the Moth and the AC boats. Seems to be better for cavitation. These downturns are meant to tip vortex. Don't know what they do, but supposedly they work. Yeah, so rudders are all pretty simple. We've got the traveller system. We have shortened our traveller on this boat due to the fact we don't normally sail in below 6 knots. Very rare, but so far we've had 4 in that. But we've survived with twisting the main sheet and still produced good races. Bundy won 2 today with this traveller in real light winds. I was in the top 5, so it's not that bad. Seems to be not holding us back, but it's cleaned the whole boat up in this area. We've got the main sheet runs underneath there and comes out here, so we've basically got no ropes in the way for tacking or near our head. So it's a very clean boat. So that was the idea there. The traveller system also is up the front. Yep. This red rope here, if you get a photo of that, in the past our traveller has been back here and it's all tangled and in the way, and with the deck sweeping sail and the boomless rig we're running, we have a bit of problem pulling down the angle. So we have changed the traveller here. This is working really well. A couple of things with the traveller is that it doesn't move off the centre 1 millimetre. In the past there's slop here, so we've got no slop in the traveller.
How is that achieved?
We've got a bigger angle here. The double rope, the fact that it pushes each side of this pulley gives it a bit of, opens it up on there. I think that's got a little bit to do with it. It was a little bit of luck that it worked out so well. And we have take up ropes that normally takes up, but I think something's sitting on the other side, it takes up. There's the covers on it. But we have also not only take up, but we have another shock cord that actually sucks it out to counteract the take up. So basically on the race course, once it's out, it will stay out. This will take out, so it's a take out and a take up on the rope, and so sort of one counteracts the other, which gets the rope off the boat, but it also holds it out. The shock cord holds it out, so it's quite free in the light winds to move. I think one of the good things about the short traveller is when it is time to fall, that's one less thing to do, because we're just twisting off and we just pull our main sheet on and go. So we're finding it to be quite good, even in this non-foiling conditions we've had. We're finding it to be okay, and no one's passing us downwind. We don't have any advantage, but it doesn't seem to be a disadvantage, that was our biggest concern. Cunningham's just standard on a shock cord, just sucks it out to the side. This is standard sort of set up with the board rate control. You pull this, your board there, you got that white board moving. That board moves as you pull that. That's continuous with a take up as well. But if you look to the centre here, the Bundy 2000, that's the Bundy system. You can see the knot moving, and that is really good for adjustment. It gives us a nice fine adjustment, so 2 degrees, 1 degree lift. So we're having a really good success with that. It's really accurate because everyone else has our marks here. They're very hard to see from the trapeze, and the adjustment seems to be real fine, but this is just really makes it, the bigger sort of ratio makes it easy to adjust. So we've got that. We've got an over rotator. on this boat, which we haven't had in the last couple of years in case we got caught out with these light winds. We were hoping not to use this, but we've had to use it. This has been, this over rotator, as you pull it here, holds it around. This is the Bundy 3000. The Bundy came up with that, a little bit of mine. This is quite neat, you know, with the airflow. In the past we've got cleats up here. Maybe you showed the boat over there when in a minute, just point over to that boat. Just this cleat here near the Brewin sails. That was all windage and crap and hanging down the front. So this is what we've come up with to replace that, and basically it's out of the wind. So there's no windage over the front beam. It's hidden underneath here, so that's good. We've taken the mast spanner off, and we just got the mast spanner off this little thing, which is these two ropes, and that's the green rope. We've also got, so that works really well as well off there, and we actually have, see it, you know, I don't know if you can see, but as we let off, see when I let off it sucks itself out, so we can re-cleat easy and it will just float. The reason we can do this is because we've got a boomless sail, so we don't have the pressure of the boom pushing the mast around that everyone else has. So we've got basically bugger all load on this, and our mast quite floats in the right spot in most conditions above sort of 7-8 knots. But in this light stuff, even upwind, we've been just pulling a tiny bit of that on because we're not getting enough boom push. So that's been really good. And but once it's over 7 knots, we don't touch it. You know, with the boomless rig, our mast rotation pretty much floats. See, boys, the mast rotation floats pretty much in the right spot, provided you at the back of the clew of the sail, which I'll go there in a minute and show you. If you get your clew position right, it'll control the rotation. I came out of I learnt to sail with boomless rigs with an Acros, so I sort of understood it quite well. So yeah, and also it takes load off everything. You know, there's no load on the spanner. We can basically sail a whole race without touching the spanner in anything over 8 knots. We downwind as we sheet out, it just naturally goes like this. And as we sheet in, it just comes and sits in a nice spot for upwind. If it gets sort of over 15 knots, then we'll just pull this guy in and bring it in the centre a tiny bit more. So the boomless rig has eliminated a bit of mast rotation adjustment in most conditions. The rest of it's all pretty standard. We've got the Aero Tramp, own design tramp. It wraps around, the other guys are sticking it on, but that's pretty simple. Centre boards, we have a suction here, sucks the board up on a shock cord, and when this, bit hard to show you now, but when we cleat this on top of the cleat of the board here, and you pull it from the trapeze, that pulls the board down. When you uncleat this, the board will automatically come up, providing you've got everything working perfectly. Sometimes it's a bit tight. So we have that. And for the clew of the sail, on the clew of the sail we have two rings. In the past I was doing a clew board with 5, but we've gone back to 2 rings because we only use 2 holes. That's our standard setting, and this is our light wind setting. I actually didn't put it to the light wind setting today, it was fine. And that just gives us, that controls the rotation. But we've done a lot of testing and found the ultimate spot, so that's why we've just gone back to rings there. Other than that, she's just like any other boat.
Yeah, right. Well, she looks slick.
Yeah, the main sheet's pretty nice, you know, no ropes there and that. We did have a cascade system underneath the tramp, but we ran out of time to get that. I think, 3 days before the regatta, I got on the water and it was working, but I was concerned about strong winds because your let out is limited. Once it only goes out to the cascade will allow the disc travel. So I was a bit concerned about the let out if it got windy, so I just whacked a rear system on, so it's sort of still underneath, but it's just a bit of safety when you haven't tested something properly. But it's all working well. So, all the this Harken is a Ratchamatic, that's working very well. And the whole boat's all Harken fit out, which I think's the best. Everything's working pretty well.
No worries. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
No worries.
And well done today. I'll see you on the water tomorrow.
Better one tomorrow, eh?
Yeah. Thanks very much.